Hello, everybody. I'm Barry B, a bear cat distressed in space. Today is episode 9 of Lost in Transmission. The date is April 26, 2024. Today, as usual, I am joined by my co-host, Timo. Say hello, Timo.
Hello. My name is Timo Wemojin, your favorite slime detective.
Yep, and we're gonna be trying to play some catch-up. I know we kind of missed out on, I think, recording some other time earlier, and I know we're kind of behind. You should have done like at least 2 episodes already, but I've been kind of in a slump and also kind of assessing over other stuff and games. But I'm, again, as usual, trying to get back into the content grind, which comes with the first topic of today, which I wasn't expecting to talk about. I mean, we usually go like, hey, Timo, how's your day going? And all this stuff, and see what's going on between us. I'm going to jump straight into this thing. It isn't the headline.
Let's go for it.
I got an email from YouTube.
Oh, Jesus.
Saying to help, and I don't, by the way, I don't know if this is a new policy. I don't know if this is something that came from the new terms of service. And if it has already existed in some form, I do not know how long it's existed like this before, but this is my first time getting an email like this. To help keep our community safe, we limit some of our more powerful features to channels who have built and maintained a positive channel history or have provided verification. Okay.
Yeah.
As of now, your channel doesn't have sufficient channel history. It has lost access to advanced features, which would mean putting what advanced features they listed them, but I don't know all of what they might be. This may have happened because you did not follow our community guidelines.
Oh no.
And I'll get into that. How this impacts your channel. You won't be able to do things like get higher daily limits for live streams, shorts, and video uploads. I only video upload here. And most of my videos are between 25 to 30 minutes. I could probably cut that down even more, but I don't know. Enabled embedded live streams. I don't live stream here. Pinned comments.
I don't even pin comments.
Barely anybody comments on my shit anyways.
Lol.
This is the main one that affects me. Add external links to your video descriptions.
Oh.
So the main thing with that one is, of course, I link my socials. I have the link to games in there if any of the games I play are something interesting for you guys to want to play. And the other times are mostly links for credits. Essentially, people that I'm trying to give credit for, because you have to give credit for people, such as the PNG I'm currently using, or the the copyright free music that from Audio Library, which, by the way, I should not be tagged for, as far as I know, that copywritten stuff. It's not a copyright strike, but it's like a tag, like, hey, there's copyrighted stuff here. Yeah, but it's from a channel that has made it so that way.
Music.
Yeah, the outro music for this channel, the outro music and intro music I use. That on their channel descriptions, it specifically says you can use our music as long as you copy and paste these credits. And I've made sure to always do that. Now, I remember when I was uploading, and I usually don't have my stuff automatically public, so that way I can just edit or change things if I need to, if I miss something or whatever. so that I can credit things properly. And I did that recently where it's like, oops, it was the wrong credit to the wrong song. But I went back and changed that. No, I mean, again, this channel is not monetized, and I don't plan to monetize it anytime soon. Aside being a hobby, it this platform does not make it easy to get started at all, unless you really have a lot, or unless you really make it your 9 to 5 to try to ride the wave of what the algorithm wants. But as usual with YouTube, they're very not clear of how the content they want here. The community guidelines, for the most part, are kind of okay, but not the best, because even when you follow them, they can be very vague and do not, what's it called? They only are enforced when YouTube feels like they're enforceable. A lot of these, though, was such as, the explicit stuff and whatever. That one I understand, and that one makes sense to do, and those aren't hard to read and easy to avoid. But the way it came at me from this freaking thing was like, oh, to prevent spam and protect your community. Yeah, I'll admit, my channel barely has anything, and I don't know how many people are actually watching this thing. I'm doing it for the fun of it, and I enjoy it. I'm happy to see people listen or watch my content, if they are able to, or at all.
Yeah.
Which, I'll be real, only like 12 people that are subscribed to me, 12 to 15 people that subscribe to me, I actually know, or I know are real people. The rest of you, no offense, and I recently saw I lost a subscriber. I do not know if you guys are real. I hope you are all. I hope you are real. Because out of the 56 or 54 of you now, there's a percentage of you that could be 50-50 on actual people or bots, and I don't know.
We'll never know.
Well, never know in general, but that doesn't mean I hate my community. No, I barely have a community because I'll admit I haven't fostered that as much, because all I do is just kind of just upload my stuff and have it there. Because for the most part, that's what I'm able to do for now, and that's what I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing this podcast not because I'm planning, to have views. No, I'm doing it as a practice for making more stuff and be comfortable and figuring out how to do more things with this medium. That being said, after I checked this email on how do you fucking get this thing to verify you to give me back these setting features, I'm not going to display it on the screen because I don't feel comfortable doing that quite yet unless I have to, but this sounds so fucking shady. And I really don't know how to feel about it. Granted, YouTube is not watching me. I mean, their algorithm is watching me in
Always
some weird
eyes.
way, but no actual live human being is. And for the most part, what my channel has is mostly some indie games and visual novels. Which I've been very sparing on the type of things I put up there, not because I'm being cautious, but mostly because it's like, these are easy to do, these are easy to upload, and these are ones I enjoy playing and showing. But it does limit to what I might be. This might limit to what I might be able to upload, even more so. What is it? YouTube trying to become essentially younger person friendly, even when your content creation is not technically younger meant for them as an audience. Granted, doesn't mean that my stuff is explicit in any way. The only explicit thing might be my language, but some of the stuff I want to show and play is like, no, if I was a parent, I wouldn't want those younger people to watch that. But if they do, they do. But again, it's like I'm not putting anything horribly explicit in there. The last time something, quote unquote, I probably got like some community warning, which I don't know if this is triggered by that, was because I was trying to do my due diligence in linking the articles that we were looking at and talking about for this podcast. And one of those was something from Steam where people were talking about how maybe Steam in an update was going to allow you to private what games show up, or in general, private your activity so that way your friends don't see what you're playing. And the joke was
Mhm.
for not safe for work things. The thing was the article that I had listed as a link had a very sussy
Oh
title,
no.
and it wasn't that sussy. It was just very blatant, and then I thought, oh, that's fine, whatever. No, the way the robot read it, it went, oh my god, he's trying to send this out there. No, I was not. And
No.
if you followed the freaking article, you know, it would have led to the Kotaku article, and I'm naming Kotaku because that was where I found it and whatever, because I wanted to say, hey,
Yeah.
look, this is where I found it.
This is where I sourced it.
That being said, at that time, I just ended up not having wanting to deal with it. I went back, I deleted that article from that description, and then sent like, "Hey, whatever, look at this or whatever." Maybe I actually don't remember what I did. I think I just deleted the thing. It was like I didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
I forgot what else I did, but to be able to access those advanced features of being able to share external links, which a lot of creators do rely on external links either for promotion or stuff of pertaining to their content, or maybe linking again, trying to do due diligence and link to other places. Aside from other features that I really don't know what they've sealed off from me now,
Mm.
you have to choose a way of how to access these features. And it's a one-time verification. That sounds fine to me. I'm fine with giving my phone number to Google, since Google technically already has my phone number, and so and vice versa, YouTube has my phone has my shit to verify. Or it
They
wouldn't
have
be
your
that it wouldn't be
fingerprints
that
and your
it would
face scans.
it wouldn't be that hard. And you talk about the freaking fingerprint and face scan. This is how their one-time verification is, and I don't know what's gonna happen after this. Maybe my channel's still here, maybe it isn't because they don't want me talking about this. I don't know. I'm not trying to say, oh, conspiracy. No, I
Ooh.
personally am just talking about something that's making me frustrated. And I feel like if anybody else has struggled with this thing, it'd be great to learn some information from you about how to deal with this, or let people know that this kind of thing exists, especially when you're a smaller creator. Because I don't know how frequent this thing pops up for people, and I don't know how new or old this is. It's a one-time verification that gives you back features to the features we talked about earlier, to be allowed on your channel. I like how they word this, because it's like it sounds more like I have to pay for DLC. Granted, I'm not paying for this.
Oh
Let's be clear.
no.
I'm not paying for anything on this one. But the way they word it, it's like when you read for paid things. It's a one-time
Yeah.
verification that gets you features to take your channel to the next level and help us
Oh
keep your
god.
community safer, like YouTube community safer for everybody. Yeah, I don't think it is. There are 3 methods. 2 of them are ones I do not agree with, and they sound really sus as hell. Granted,
Oh.
it depends on what your content is. If it's vlogging, some of that makes sense, I guess, but the other one I don't like. One is a video verification, and the first two are
What?
the fast ways to get yourself verified. Is a video
Uh-huh.
verification. We'll help you create a 30-second video of yourself looking into your phone's camera.
Oh no. What?
I don't want you to have my face, and
I don't feel comfortable with that. What?
I'll come back to that. The second one is using
Yeah.
your valid ID. Use your phone to
That's
take a
fine.
picture of a photo of your government issue ID, like a passport or driver's license.
Mm.
The last one is, this one's funny. Build your channel history. Your approval time is up to 2 months or probably more, or knowing YouTube is probably going to be forever. You will build history automatically as you continue to grow your channel and follow the guidelines. And as I continue trying to do that, you will then continue to limit me. Verifications. Now, granted, the thing says your ID video verification will be automatically deleted from your Google account within 2 years, and usually
2 years?
deleted in a few months after you've built a sufficient channel history, or after 1 year if you haven't used advanced features.
Huh.
I don't know how to feel about
That
it. So all I did was
I don't
choose
either.
build up channel history.
Yeah.
And I'll be real. Like, I understand trying to have the passport and driver's license, but for access to, I understand that for, especially if you're trying to verify age, but
Yeah.
using that to seal off feature editing features for your video or certain features for video descriptions and whatever else they're limiting.
Literally sharing external links.
That I don't know how I feel about that. The main one I
Not
really
very
don't like
cash
about is
money.
literally giving them my fucking face.
Yeah.
Granted, if I was a vlogger, I would care less about it and just do it. But
Yeah.
personally, I don't want to show my fucking face.
Yeah, exactly.
As a privacy thing. And the thing is, the way I'm reading this, and I don't know if I'm crazy or not, the way those two first options read, that reads as give us your information for us to sell later. Even
it really does sound like it, doesn't
even
it?
though I technically legally, I don't know legally. I can't say anything legally. Allegedly. But
Yeah, I don't read those fucking terms of service.
I need now I'm like, but then again, even if you read those terms of service, I don't know if they clearly state anything about this in their terms of service.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, specifically this type of thing. And it makes me uncomfortable because it's like Google owns YouTube. And let's be real, your face and your ID, I mean, it's not a, somebody might not think that's a big deal. I think it's a pretty much big deal. But it's like, those are also the last vestiges of fucking privacy I want to keep, unless I really need to use that, especially for certain, for whether it's transactions, identification, for, you know, especially for more legal things or like governmental stuff.
Yeah.
But for being able to access features like higher daily limits for my video uploads, or pinning comments, or putting external links on my video description,
I don't know.
and I give you my passport info,
I don't like it.
That really, I don't know how to think of that, but all I can say is I don't like that. And granted, you can't say you signed away your privacy by what's it called, you know, agreeing to the terms of service. In a way, that's true, but I should be able to also say I do not want to give certain aspects of my information that I deem uncomfortable, unless, you know, certain other things. Granted, I am missing a huge chunk of information, and I'll admit that you know, there's some things I might need to look at later, but
Yeah.
overall, that's like, I don't know how to feel about that. Google and YouTube technically have way more information about me than they could ever get from my a video of my face or my IDs. Which then it's like somebody would go, right? Then what's the problem of sharing those things for the verification? The problem with that one is they're using that as a way to go, we can verify this shit faster. Here's the shortcut. It's like going, you could do this thing, or you can do this thing, you know, just give us the thing that we, you know, we can.
Yeah, we give you options, but we're still going to push for the original one we want.
Because the thing is, let's be real, for all these tech companies, a lot of their money, if they're able to, when they do make money, isn't from ads. The ads, as far as we know, YouTube and a lot of these content creation platforms that are trying to support these creators, including us in some way, do not make money off those creators, unless they're really, really big and they take their usual percentages from them. But for the most part, it's either ads or the information that they extract from essentially user data, because user data is then used and sold. I'm pretty sure that pretty much is something that's well known. I'm not too sure, again, but I'm pretty sure that is fairly well known that a lot of the stuff that you do on YouTube or anywhere else on the internet is recorded and then monetized or sold. I'm not saying YouTube fully does it. I'm just saying that I wouldn't be surprised, because that's a normal practice that can happen.
It really is, unfortunately.
So, in a weird way, I guess this also becomes a channel update. In terms of games, I will probably show on the YouTube channel. It will probably just be visual novels, and I'll try to screen what kind of visual novels, because I recently removed some stuff on my playlist that I didn't personally feel comfortable with being there after playing through them. And indie games, but then I will be very I'll try to really think about what kind of indie games I'll put up on there as well, and what kind of things they're depicting. A lot of the stuff I have doesn't depict anything explicit, as far as I know. If anything that pops up, it might be cartoonish blood, but then even that is like I'm now unsure. Because originally I
On
was
the
going
edge,
to have,
you never know.
B-roll for everybody to watch in the background while we talk of me doing off mic Viscera cleaning crew or whatever it was called. I decided not to because you know what, if YouTube's gonna put me on this tightrope, which which you know what, in a weird way it was kind of inevitable for me to feel the YouTube squeeze on like how my content can be done or whatever it is. Yeah, I guess it was an eventuality, but I know there was a bunch of other content creators that also have suffered from that and whatever. But if I really feel like I want to show people a game I really like and want to show them my reactions to playing it, I will put it up here. But for the most part, it probably will be. It's not going to be technically family friendly stuff, but it's not going to be fully like Mortal Kombat stuff, because that one is like I would not technically Mortal Kombat, but things that it's like, well, I have to learn how to edit. I have to now learn how to edit the filters or whatever for blood and whatever. So I guess I'm not doing Blasphemous again. Maybe. No. Unless I just don't care.
We ballin'.
It depends on the games. But the other problem is like I really like horror games, and some especially with the amount of like indie horror games that you can just find for free or pretty good prices, and it's fun supporting those people. Yeah, I really don't know. So we'll just have to see, but so definitely from some changes that are happening, especially starting with this episode, I will still credit the music used, and I will just leave my Linktree link up. Because you can use that to access my Twitter and see who the artist who made my PNG, me and Timo's PNGs and whatever. But other than that, for the podcast, I guess just to be safe, I sadly will not be able to link the articles we talk about if we do talk about any news.
Which is very unfortunate.
Which is like, I wish there was as far as I know, there is no site feature for just video descriptions for like if you got a topic. Granted, you can. I know YouTube has a thing that's similar to Twitter's context thing, but I don't know how that works. But half the time, those are mostly not to link articles, or they are kind of. Half the time, it's just like one link to like a Wikipedia article or whatever for context. But again, I don't know how that works. I don't know, and I've never seen that option. As far as I know, that might be something that gets like automatically put there by the algorithm from YouTube, which is funny because if they're worried about content and spam and protecting people from certain things, it's like, then why in my feed and other people are you feeding things that are unrelated to me or stuff that is like legitimately robot clickbait or like from political extremes that I personally do not agree with? I'm not going to make this a political thing or whatever, and I'm not going to talk about that. Yeah. But it's just like, there are things I enjoy and things I don't, and certain aspects of the things I enjoy that I don't enjoy all the communities in there. But I enjoy the content. It's like, please stop. I'm not of the same thinking. I just appreciate certain things about this thing. Whatever. Like warplanes, right? I like warplanes. I like, I like history. I like, but then it's like, why is the rabbit hole of some other thing coming into here and some of this other nonsense?
It spawns out of nowhere. Here you go. I heard you liked planes at some point.
God.
Have more planes.
Freaking. I don't know. It is distressing. It is annoying. I don't know what to do, and I can only hope that this is the least thing I have to worry about. But since I am in the YouTube game for now, because I can't do anything on Twitch until I'm done like really testing out where my limits are and when I actually can stream stuff, YouTube is where I am. And let's be real, Let's plays are are a dead media form
Oh
that
no!
nobody wants to watch anymore, or YouTube says they don't want to watch, and that's
Wow, my Minecraft Let's Play actually has 3 views.
oh my god, really?
Yeah,
But
exactly. Don't say they're dead. People still watch them.
like overall, it's like I don't care. Like even if it's like bot stuff, I wish it wasn't, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Like that's the real thing. That's the hard part. I really don't know. And God, I don't know. Sorry, this is my soapbox for now. Well, then again, the podcast has always been my soapbox in some way.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to do
Let
more.
it all out.
I mean, I would love to do more creative stuff, and I'm slowly trying to do things to be able to make more creative and more interesting content for everybody here. But for now, I'm still just trying to do like get used to making content in general with putting up let's plays and doing. I know I'm doing the bare minimum of editing, and I need to really sit down and watch some tutorials and to do more advanced editing because that will get me more views and fill in the blank. Especially if you do shorts, because the exposure of shorts you get from shorts is just like insane.
The brain rot is great though.
Yeah, because that freaking algorithm is also broken as hell. God, whew. But like, yeah, funny enough, this is like some first world problem because like, oh dear, I have been inconvenienced. But yeah, sadly, I will not link the articles we talk about in this podcast and probably into the future
today.
for now, just to play it safe.
Until you build up your history.
Because I gotta build up a history. The problem is, I don't freaking. Unless I was freaking Markiplier or some other person, then I can like literally get out of like. I still find it so crazy and hypocritical and stupid that they allowed somebody who blatantly violated their community rules and pretty much like violated the law. If you know which YouTuber I'm talking about, you know who doxed another YouTuber by going to their house.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, you know which one.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting bonked because of something so small as like using copyright-free music from Audio Library for them to go, hey, you're using Audio Library music. Yes, I know.
Damn.
Or like, again, the little oopsie of that one article. And there wasn't even anything explicit in the article. It literally was just a title. And it's like, no.
The title's too extreme for me. Too spicy. How dare you?
This is why you need humans behind the stupid algorithm.
Yeah, exactly.
You need the entire, and even if there's an entire office, I don't know what's going on in there, how much you guys fucking delegate shit. I don't care,
You're
swearing.
telling me that they're scared of me being a bot while they're using a bot to hurt me? How dare they? I can't believe that.
Again, I don't know how much logical sense I'm making. I'm just frustrated. I'll say that much.
I just work here.
Ugh. And Timo's here along for the ride because I need somebody to bounce off of. Let's be real. I'm sorry that I drag you into this, but that's what I need you for. Even if he's just here to nod, he just nods here. I want you to talk more, Timo. Maybe one day we'll just have a Timo-led episode, and I'll just let you do all the talking. But yeah, that's what happened to me. I was going to talk about some other stuff about what was going on with me, but now I totally forgot what it was because this thing occupies my brain right now. Jesus. Anyways,
all right.
I'll
bring up the next topic. Don't worry, I got this.
Yeah,
I got you, baby
let's
girl.
get straight into some news we got to catch up on. And Timo has some.
All right.
He actually has something this time. I didn't have to pull something out.
Wow.
Wow.
Speaking of mildly infuriating, Ubisoft, we know, everyone knows Star Wars, yeah. We sometimes enjoy the games. The movies are all right sometimes. You know, I'm not the biggest fan, but there's diehard fans out there.
I love that talking trash can.
On their latest release that is soon to come out. Yeah. Star Wars Outlaws, this game everyone's so happy about, the RPG, you know, everyone's like, oh, visit new planets, they're all different. You're literally
we did a reaction on that.
Like, yeah, exactly.
The last E3, essentially.
Yeah, yeah, looks cool, yeah, but like the way they're going about releasing it and all this other stuff, you have your 3 payments of options. Yeah, your basic. You get the game and you get a pre-order bonus.
So,
$70, right?
Jesus,
70.
that's the new norm
I'm
now.
sorry,
Apparently for
expensive.
AAA.
Yeah,
No, wait, wait,
I
wait.
remember
For
spending
Ubisoft, wait for
50.
Ubisoft, it's
Yeah,
quadruple A, right? It's quadruple A.
Jesus, yeah, God. So at your $70, right? Your $69.99, yeah. You know what you get? Your base game and a pre-order bonus. Yeah, that's usually what
Well,
you would want.
so what's
Yeah.
the pre-order bonus?
Your pre-order bonus. Let me look at it. It's a ship.
Is it a cosmetic or a new
Oh,
ship in general?
it seems to be cosmetic.
Okay.
Uh, a cosmetic pack for your speeder and a cosmetic for the Trailblazer spaceship. That is your pre-order bonus. Yeah.
All right.
So we'll go into the next tier. It's called the Gold Edition. You get your base game, a pre-order bonus, and 3 days early access, and then the season pass.
Wait, are you saying that?
Which
Are you saying that I cannot play my game as soon as I get it? And I have to pay to play it early.
exactly? Oh God, that's a wild thought. What other companies would do that? Who
I totally
would do
did,
such a thing?
I totally didn't do that for Diablo 4.
Yeah, neither did I.
I totally,
Who
I
would
totally
pay
didn't
extra
pay $80 to play Diablo 4 early.
Yeah. Yeah. So the second price
Oh.
point being your what did I just say? It was Gold Edition, yeah.
Yeah.
So you get your normal standard base game, your pre-order bonus, and 3 days early access. Cool, I understand. And then your season pass, and this is including an exclusive mission available at launch, right? And then also a character pack, and it gives you extra cosmetics for 2 separate characters and DLCs that you have access to at launch, which gives you whole new stories and quests. Yeah, assuming you don't want to pay this extra money, going from your $69.99 price tag to $109.99 price tag,
Jesus.
you're just missing out on 2 DLCs and some other, like storylines and exclusive missions at just straight up launch. Yeah.
You know what? I hate this trend, but
Yeah.
so if those DLCs were extended content, that'd be great. But the way I'm hearing about this and I've heard about that, it just sounds like content that should have already been there and just got locked up.
Exactly. If you have to make a season pass to get access to 2 DLCs to a game at launch, I don't think they should be DLCs.
Let's be
just throw it in the game.
Yeah, let's be real. I understand why they're trying to do live service, which personally for me, I don't like live service games. Granted, I am playing a few, but
Yeah.
it's like, what do you call it? The thing is, this is a single player game, right?
Yeah.
This is a
Yeah.
fully, entirely single player game. For single player games, I see no reason why you need to have a live service thing attached to it. Granted, I know why they're doing it.
Yeah. All right. Are you ready for the ultimate edition of this game?
Oh, there's 4 editions. Okay.
No, 3 editions. Your
3.
standard, your gold, and your ultimate.
What's in the ultimate?
All right. So, remembering standard edition, $69.99. Your gold edition, $109.99. Then you hit your ultimate edition. What you get in the ultimate edition is base game, your pre-order bonus, 3 days early access, your season pass, and that's the cutoff where it was for gold. And here's the 3 extras you get with the ultimate edition: a rogue. Oh God, it's another bundle. It's basically just more cosmetics. Yeah. Then you get another set of cosmetics, and to top it all off, you get a digital art book.
You know what I miss? Physical fucking merch from
Exactly.
pre-ordering. Like, you guys remember the good old days, right? The quote-unquote good old days. The
Good old days.
Oh my God. How many of you were alive back in good old 2012?
God.
I remember when I was alive in 2011
Yep.
and Skyrim was coming out. You pre-ordered
Yeah.
that because you wanted the special art book, the soundtrack, and the Alduin freaking statue.
God.
And you got that in a box. Now, whether the quality was good or not, I don't know. But the thing is, at least it was physical collector's edition merchandise that was worth it. Granted, I don't remember the price point. It could have been $89.99. It could have been $100. It could have been $100 something at that time. I don't know. I just know that it was definitely expensive. But
Yeah.
I understood why it was expensive because I could see a tangible object and merch and things aside from the game to say, hey, I really like this game and I really love this thing I'm looking at. I want these bonuses with this game. But if everything's fucking digital and mostly
Well,
cosmetics, I get. Let's be real. We play Monster Hunter and some other stuff that has cosmetics
yeah,
that you buy. I get that, and those are for the impulse buy, and that part I understand when you're making money for a game. The thing is, the game's not even out yet, and you've already sealed these up to what's essentially going to be. I don't know.
paywalls.
Yeah, paywalls. They're essentially paywalls because like it is kind of weird too because then you have it on season pass.
Yeah,
You have everything also set up on a season pass kind of system. Well, there's a season pass. Commit to just the
And a
season
single-player
pass,
game.
and you can
Exactly. Yeah.
you can just do what everybody else does with the season pass, whereas you can go for grind out for cosmetics and things like that. But again, it's a single player game. It's not a multiplayer
Yeah.
game.
Exactly.
So we had the same
I
problem
don't
with
know.
Shadow of War, where like
Yeah.
resource items were things you could buy, and it's like, oh yeah, they're optional. But the thing is, the way the game ended up being constructed, right? It made it so annoying to grind. You were essentially forced to go, okay, I think I need to, or not forced. You essentially ended up feeling like getting so annoyed that, okay, fine, I'll buy it. I'll buy these things. And I know like there was the whole Dragon's Dogma 2 thing. People were going, oh my god, they're sealing off. No. The difference between the Ubisoft one is that is literal full-fledged content being paywalled.
Literally
Meanwhile,
paywall. Yeah.
Meanwhile, Capcom's not freaking clean, but at least for Dragon's Dogma 2, the stuff
did it very well.
that they list as, oh, you can pay for this stuff, they have limits on those. And the thing was, those are if you really just don't want to grind, but at least you know that they're in game. You can find them
Yeah, exactly.
in game.
You have a route to achieve what you want, but if you do not have the time, or you're just a casual gamer that has some extra money, you can just buy it, just get it. Save
Yeah.
yourself the time and grind. You're already working. You're already doing something else.
Yeah.
It's something that you can make it easier on yourself.
I mean, gaming is an expensive hobby. Let's be real, but
It really is. Yeah.
But like seriously, some of this stuff, well, especially with as we know from years of Ubisoft live services for things that
Yeah.
I still don't believe should be live services, especially Assassin's Creed. That's
Oh God.
that's
Yeah.
that's the main reason why I haven't bought Origins or the Greek one or even Valhalla. But also they don't feel like Assassin's Creeds. They just feel historical game. We got to put an assassin in here because that's the title.
Yeah.
It's historical tourism. Well, historical fictional tourism. Plays with history a little loosely. The only thing accurate there is only ever the architecture.
Yeah. And then the Supremists always argue Baldur's Gate 3 has nothing that you can spend money on except just the game itself.
I find it funny though that like actual people who are looking at Outlaws, right?
Yeah.
Your actual criticisms. This is an actual criticism. It's like, why does the game need to be released that way? Why is
It
the
really
content set
doesn't
up like
have
that?
to.
Especially when technically, as far as I know, I haven't seen any gameplay. I think there is gameplay, but like,
I've not seen any.
or like there's story stuff, and I know a bunch of stupid people. I'll say that there's a bunch of stupid people who will go like, "Oh, the character doesn't look pretty," or no, it looks fucking fine. That's not the real fucking point. I'm gonna tell you right now. That is the least of your fucking worries. Does the game play well, and is the game actually fun to play? Also, or is it more Ubisoft's Facebook mobile game trash? By that I mean, because if you played Ubisoft games for long enough, it is a tedium of checklists. I mean, yeah, almost any RPG we played is a checklist. But the thing is, the gameplay loop can either be something enjoyable, which sometimes it is, depending on what the Ubisoft game is, or it's essentially tedium, which half the time, at least what I played the last time I played a Ubisoft game, utter tedium.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are these set up? Why is it set up like this? Why is, like, I want to play this open world and enjoy running around this open world, just having fun.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I want to like what Star Wars Outlaws looks like and seems to feel like, but I remember watching one video looking at what we've been shown of the plot. And I'm sorry to say, it looks like a very generic plot. the main character could be a guy, a girl, it could be some furry ass Wookiee. But so far, what I've seen, the plot does not look compelling, as far as I know. Now, it could be more compelling once you get in or once the game actually releases. But like with a lot of Ubisoft games and then of course some other AAA games coming out, I go like, is this worth my time? Because if it feels just like every other game, or like the premise of the story is nothing too inspired, it's not something that is going to again, it's not compelling or something grabs me, then it's like, I mean, there's enough good affordable junk food games out there that I can play that it's like, I don't know if I don't know if I have it in me for another 200 something plus hours in another game, whether it was single player or multiplayer. And it's like, okay, especially when you're asking for prices like that.
I know, yeah. I haven't even told you the price of the Ultimate Edition, though.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry about that.
Do you want to know how expensive the Ultimate Edition is?
How expensive is it?
For a mere $129.99,
jeez,
you get 2 sets of extra cosmetics and your digital art book.
Jeez.
So, walking out the gate, if you want absolutely everything the game has to offer, like at the bare minimum without spending the most amount of money, it's $109.99. That's including the season pass and 3-day early access. If you just want the game with your pre-order bonus, no season pass, no early access, $69.99.
Remember the days where all we could complain about this kind of stuff was just, oh my god, more DLC.
Yeah, exactly.
For what, more $12 DLC and whatever. Now we have payment plans like this thing.
Oh, speaking of payment plans,
yeah, you can set these for payment plans.
On Ubisoft's store, staring at Star Wars Outlaws, you don't have to necessarily do a payment plan, but Ubisoft is highly encouraging day one with Ubisoft Plus for $17.99 a month.
Jesus fucking...
it's ridiculous.
The freaking subscription service. Granted, we are totally brain dead here. This is why I have the chairs out, because we are armchair, not even experts, we are armchair goobers. And this is just our honest reactions to some of the goofy stuff we like reading into or finding.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I just don't... I cannot justify that to myself. Out of all the games that I have possibly played, I don't think I've ever paid that much money for a game. Like, just out the gate speaking, I mean. Yeah. Like, I've put money into other games, but like, granted, not $129.99 for an Ultimate Edition of a game.
Is there anything else? Is there anything else going on with Star Wars Outlaws that you'd say plays into like whether or not how much work you'd put for those price tags? I mean, the game's not even out.
Yeah, the game's not out. I have not seen too much outside of the trailers that I have seen. From my understanding and like how I take it in personally, if I'm not like an avid diehard fan of Star Wars, I would not be putting this money into this. The story does not seem too compelling to me.
Granted, for like even those hardcore fans, I know they've been struggling too. I mean, Bad Batch wise, there's so there's a trailer for from 2 weeks ago for the official story. Yeah, but let me see. Is there anything else about it? Like, has there been gameplay footage? I'm trying to see if there has, because I know we did a reaction to it, and it looked interesting.
It did look interesting, but at the same time, the more you see how much it is to like just pierce into like just the game itself, it is a little bit ridiculous to think about it. If you really want to play this game and you don't mind waiting, I say just wait for a sale.
Yeah,
or,
usually for a sale.
Third party that shit.
I mean, I'll be real. The only Assassin's Creed I'm gonna go back to is Syndicate, and guess what? I got that for free because they had a free weekend or whatever way back last year.
God, I've seen some ridiculous sales for these Assassin's Creed games. I think I have 3 of them, and I got them for like $10 from just like a sale on Steam.
Granted,
I have Odyssey and Valhalla.
Granted, like I said, I think Syndicate is the only other Assassin's Creed I'll actually touch to enjoy, because I played a little bit of it. It looked alright. I seemed interesting. As far as what I remember from people in retrospect talking about like what was the last Assassin's Creed that felt like Assassin's Creed outside of the main 2, being the first one, and then of course the entire Ezio saga. Um,
Yeah.
I think was it um I think Syndicate was the last one that actually felt sort of close to in terms of the same kind of vibe that was brought along with the initial series before everything started changing. Before, granted, we already at that time already got pirates and stuff like that, but still, it's like okay,
Yeah.
it still felt like an Assassin's Creed story of some way, and also the characters are interesting enough because as far as I understand from both the twins Evie and Fry, they play completely differently, but they've just got so much cool character that it's like okay, I'm here for the ride to see where these guys go for their story. Um, that being said, um, speaking of monetization and stuff like that, um, if you've noticed recently, like, um, God, for Discord,
Oh no.
Discord has not technically started doing ads, but they've been slowly pushing more more promotional content for things. Once in a while, you might get like a promotional thing in your inbox, like some of us have, where it's like, oh, you can unlock this thing in this game if you play it, stream it on Discord for this man,
I don't know
to
how to
somebody
feel
else.
about that.
Here's the thing, I've done it before.
Yeah.
I think I did it with you for Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I wanted that fall outfit. It's like okay, sure.
Yeah.
Um, and apparently, but the thing is, as the platform keeps going, and just like every other platform, you still have to find some type of like monetization. Apparently, back in March 7th, they announced that that they were going to start introducing more like game award rewards and things like that because now you can play games on Discord.
Yeah.
They haven't straight up started putting, like I said, started putting ads, but they're slowly putting some sponsored content and little things to go like, hey, if you want to try this, you can play a little bit of this and you could get some nitro or whatever. Because,
Yeah.
well, let's be real. Despite locking some features behind nitro, most people don't really buy nitro. Oh, not most
Yeah.
people. There is a good amount of people that won't buy nitro. I'm one of those people. Once in a while, I'll pay for it a little bit. And I'll say that nitro isn't technically expensive, but it's also one of those things there's like, it's also something you don't really need for this type of platform and service unless, I don't know, unless it becomes something
No, I
else.
get you. Yeah. So like how I interpret Discord is easy for communication. Nitro gives you a little bit more like show personality, and also if you're like those type of people that have like a lot of friend groups or people that you want to communicate with and show certain stuff, you have higher bit rates and the higher rates of like what you can show certain content at. So with just Nitro you can go up to 1080p on certain video sharing and just like have set regions as well or versus X certain regions.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is, and set certain profiles and show what certain people can read of you in certain groups as well. It's not necessary things that you have to have or would need. It's just like if you want it, it's there. There's an option for it. And then, but touching on the topic about like streaming games into like Discord to get certain stuff, I think it's kind of cool. But at the same time, I think as long as you get something back in that game of what you're streaming, I think it's fine. I feel like they do it to do promotional and get some extra money. I understand why they do it. You don't have to do it, but they have had more ads and pop-ups coming up. Like
I mean,
every time I open, it's like, hey, we have new frames here. Look at this.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But again, it's more just an indicator of like how different platforms that we use, right, slowly change, whether good or bad. I don't know. But speaking of platforms changing, one shall soon be gone. Well, not really a platform, but something that a lot of people have grown up with. Did you grow up watching anything from Rooster Teeth?
I have actually, yeah.
What was your fondest memory?
Oh God, I don't even remember. It's been so long. I know and remember Rooster Teeth, the videos, the substance. I cannot. It's in my brain. I just cannot like preface and just like surface it right at the second.
Yeah, but like, yeah, you remember that. What's it called?
Halo.
This is, I mean, granted, this is old news by now
Yeah.
because it happened like back in, what was it? They announced back in I think last month, or not last, yeah, earlier last month, I think, that they are shutting their doors down. Rooster Teeth is,
Oh.
so this isn't, unless unless people didn't know, but there probably still are people who don't know this, but yeah, Rooster Teeth will be shutting down all their operations,
Oh no.
because their parent company AT&T, not AT&T, their parent company Warner Discovery was not able to sell them to a different parent company or owner,
Hmm.
because recently Warner Media has been like kind of cutting down on a lot of stuff. A lot of they've been kind of
Yeah.
shrinking themselves
Things I heard.
because downsizing in general. So there's like a lot of stuff that, like movies, even finished
Hmm.
movies and some other projects that people were looking forward to, that are just not gonna exist. I know one of those was Batgirl, and then one I actually wanted to watch and apparently was
Oh God.
almost ready to go. Was basically ready to go. Was Coyote
Hmm.
versus Acme, which was
Really? Oh
this,
God.
which is a very interesting rabbit hole. We're not going to discuss it here, but it's that one's a very interesting rabbit. That one's a very interesting rabbit hole to go down, and it would have been a cool movie. But yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like Rooster Teeth became one of those victims of that company cutting down stuff. Granted, God, I still can't believe it was 21 years. It's been 21 years since that thing that company
Yeah.
existed.
It's a really long time. They have been around forever.
And the thing is, they were a foundation for a lot of the internet culture we consume and have today. But as anything, nothing lasts forever, and
Absolutely.
we already know that like there's like been like a whole bunch of different scandals, especially, and different problems that they've had. Not only with their content, but definitely behind the scenes, and we're not going to talk about that um type of stuff. We're just
Yeah.
talking about like how, like, for me, like how much this was in my formative years and stuff like that. But it's interesting when I first heard that they were shutting down. It wasn't like, oh, finally,
Yeah.
or like, oh, there wasn't any real emotion, I mean, except for like a small like, oh, that's kind of sad. But at the same time, I'm also like,
It is. It is.
it's also something that's like, I'm also not surprised, because something going
Yeah.
on for that long, right? Um, you can only change up your content so much. You can only do so much. Event, and the reality is, especially when it comes to the type of,
The course can only run so
yeah,
far.
yeah. I mean, what's the reality of like content creation and stuff like this, right? Is, well, views will go down. What's it called? Attention will go down
Yeah.
from things, and again, it didn't help. It didn't help them with what was going on in the company, and also um, some of the definitely the drama around them over the years, which definitely played into why they lost viewership and people like not really watching. But also, it's one of those things that
Yeah.
as the years go on, right? That's becoming more prevalent now as we talk about like video games and things like that. How how our current generation of people, we have to face reality. We're aging out. A lot of the stuff of like, granted, there's a lot of
We really are.
there's a lot of media things that we just don't like anymore, and yeah, it sucks that they're done a certain way. But you can't also ignore the reality that maybe some of the reasons why you can't enjoy certain things or video games anymore is probably because you might have just aged out of it. And I've know I talked about it here and there,
Yeah.
like how much I love Halo. I love that series. I love the community, some of this community stuff that's popped up around it, especially like again, Red versus Blue. That was one of the
Mhm.
pinnacles of like Halo community shit that Rooster Teeth was known for, and I watched back when machinima was a thing. But like as time goes on, it's like, I still like it, but I'm not like fervently, yeah, this and that about it. It's just like, if there is no other Halo game that pops up, I'm not gonna be sad about it. I wish there were more. Oh, apparently I'm disconnecting on Timo's side, but I'm gonna keep talking for now.
No.
But Timo won't be able to respond.
You keep putting it out. I'm sorry.
No, I know, it's fine. I'm just gonna keep talking.
All right.
Hold on, guys. Oh no. Jesus Christ. Well, as we're having technical difficulties on Timo's end, I'm just gonna keep talking about at least the whole Rooster Teeth topic. But yeah, it's just sad seeing them all go. Especially some of the channels that are still remaining that I actually do watch. But at least as in terms of good news goes, I've heard they are leaving on good terms with good severance packages. And but the thing that ends up going up in the air is like what's gonna happen to Ruby, I know Red vs. Blue is ending as far as I know. And a bunch of their podcasts are going somewhere else. I don't know where. And there's a whole bunch of different content creators that I don't know where they're gonna be going. But we'll see.
Yes, hello. Topic of Ruby, actually. It is a very good show. I've seen a couple seasons of it, but unfortunately, it is sad to see it go. It has already, I'm pretty sure, come to a conclusion due to them actually, shutting down. So they have let the show go. It's just ending where it's at, unfortunately.
Yeah, but I'm also seeing push for the original artists and people that worked on Ruby, because they're technically not really there anymore.
Yeah.
The only people that are technically there for Ruby are what's his name, Shockross and whoever and Miles, who are the showrunners as far as I know.
Yeah, a lot of the original crew and voice actors have left over time.
Well, not the voice actors, because Barbara and the rest of them are still there as voice actresses. And remember, Ruby has
actually VTubers.
Yeah, I know. Only Ruby is a VTuber. Only Ruby's a VTuber. And I have not stuck around to
Barbara
watch.
was also a VTuber.
No, not as a... Wait, is she?
I'm pretty sure she was.
You need to send me a link if you have it later.
Hold on, I'll look for it later. Ruby is definitely a VTuber. I've seen a couple collaborations. My favorite is Zentreya, literally on a collab with Ruby, which is a wild concept to me. But I also thought Barbara was a VTuber.
But I mean, I know she does stuff, but I honestly, I think about it, I don't know what the rest of the Rooster Teeth crew is still what they do on their own time, because the only other Rooster Teeth related stuff I actually consume was Funhouse. And speaking of Funhouse, Elise Willems was in what's her name? The new VShojo member. She was in her she was in her lore video. Not really her lore video. Ooh. So VShojo, this isn't part of the news, but now it is. VShojo like recently last week I think premiered a new talent. I can't remember her name, and I can't even think of how to pronounce it. But that used to be Mika Melotica, and I didn't know that these were lore. That these were things that were leading up to her debut in lore, because VShojo had a series of live action skit, several live action skit videos about somebody stealing something from the safe from VShojo.
Oh god!
And no, it was great. It felt like classic freaking internet stupid skits. And Elise Willems, along with a few other people, YouTubers, were in there, and I was like, "Oh, what the heck is this? This is like." It felt like a kind of funny bit.
Yeah,
maybe we'll make a separate thing and react to those. Yeah. It's weird. It's funny how the internet is big and small at the same time. But yeah, that's what's going on. As for like the Ruby stuff, that would be interesting to see the original whoever the original development team who left, be able to get the rights back to essentially read. I don't know if they would redo it or continue Ruby. That's the thing, because the sad part about Ruby is the original creator of Ruby
Mhm.
passed away years ago. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Monty. So what always was interesting to me was like what the original vision was and where that was going to be going. Because I can tell you now wherever the story is for Ruby that's happening right now probably was not the original vision as far as I know, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
it's straight so far, probably. Who
Yeah.
knows?
Okay, I see. Yeah, no, I see the
Yeah.
he sent me like an Instagram of Yang. I don't know. We'll see. I will see how that goes. I wonder if they're using
Yeah.
Live 2D or if they're using a different program or like with Rebridger or stuff like that. I don't know.
I really don't know. I've only
I
seen snippets of just Ruby herself.
I wanted to tune into Summer Strings and sometimes I have. I just keep forgetting to because there's so many
Yeah.
freaking VTubers. Hi, look at these two
Mhm.
little underrated VTubers also struggling, but
Mhm.
that's okay. But yeah, no, I hope that she's able to continue that. But I also
Yeah.
hope that the series kind of gets a reboot too from more competent people. I'm not saying the
Well,
other
yeah.
guys weren't incompetent. It's just that there was a reason why me and several others kind of just fell off that series,
Yeah.
and it
I
wasn't
get you.
like it's I don't know, but yeah. That being said, that is we'll see Rooster Teeth on the way out because I think they're fully closing next month. I don't know when next
I
month, but
think
next
they
month.
are.
Yeah, it was sometime around May. Moving on, um, we might have to like turn this to a different video because I'd love to talk
Cool.
about the Fallout TV series,
Yeah.
but you have not watched it.
I have not yet. I've been meaning to, but I have not yet.
I would recommend it, and as much as I want to gush about it, and it is great.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I don't think I can gush about it unless I spoil shit to you.
Oh no.
And that's just me. There are other people who are better at talking about things without spoiling things, but
I get you.
all I can ask is, have you played any of the Fallout games?
Not much. I played like 40 minutes of 4, and that's about it.
Okay. Then there's a lot of things we can discuss about it, but I do not want to spoil the TV series.
I will
Um,
definitely try to watch it. It is on my list of things I need to
yeah.
watch.
Oh, it's honestly though, from what I can tell you, it is good enough that you can binge the entire 8. There's only 8 episodes for the first season.
Yeah.
You can binge it. You can binge it. As much as I personally don't like binge watching, I feel like
Yeah.
that's only reserved for shows that can actually pull it off. And I'd say Fallout is one of those shows that can totally
That can be binged.
yeah,
Yeah.
they can
I
totally be
get you.
binged. Granted, I know there's also people that like having things posted weekly so you can have the whole water cooler discussion, which I'm all for. But and Fallout definitely could have been one of those things, but at the same time, you know what? It's better for me personally. This is my opinion. Personally, I'm happy it came out as a binge thing because I, I there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Well, or at least what's it called? If you're able to watch it, you can get to a certain point in the season and stop, and then we can talk about it before you
Hell
like
yeah.
get to the finale. I don't know. No rush,
Yeah,
but yeah, you can totally binge it though. You can totally binge it, and
I will definitely try to. I really do want to watch it. It's just I haven't had the time throughout the week to actually go on and watch it, unfortunately.
oh yeah, I know, I totally understand. And that's the only
Yeah.
thing. That's the thing about like what's it called when it comes to like streaming series coming out and having uploads for this stuff, right? Sometimes weekly it's nice because then you can just like, oh, okay, I can catch up. But if it's a binge
Yeah,
thing, it's like,
you have time, yeah.
yeah, it feels more like a chore because there's all the episodes are out. But yeah, all right, yeah, we'll save that for a different video and a different discussion thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to just like run these podcasts about an hour and a half. I'll try not to like go to 2 hours or whatever. Which reminds me though, we are probably going to do a reaction reaction recording to the Night Game Awards, but like it's easier to call it E3, even though E3 is dead because
no longer
it
around.
doesn't exist anymore. But essentially, E3, the whole games festival stuff, is not next month, but I think it's June. Yeah, it's in June, and June is right around the corner.
It's come by quick.
Yeah, May is right there, and June is right around the corner. So we're gonna definitely be doing that again. I'll try to do a supercut of that maybe, or do what I did last time, which is have us do one bulk
Spread it out.
recording, and then I'll just cut it because reaction. Speaking of views and stuff, reactions do well on
Shorts.
YouTube. Yeah. The next, speaking of Fallout, recently, just yesterday, Fallout 4 had a full blown content update,
what?
some bug fixes. Yeah, they did.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if it's better or still buggy. I still got some problems too, but that also might be some of the mods I have on my console because I don't do it on PC. Personally, I like doing the modded Fallout 4 on my console. Why? Because I'm just lazy like that. Doesn't mean I don't mod on PC. I do, and I plan to mod the crap out of Fallout New Vegas. It's just one of those things that I personally have to like learn more stuff about to get it done properly because I don't want to brick my PC. Because God knows, it still happens on my console because some things there, it's like I don't know, it's not compatible. But with that update, because it's supposed to be the next gen update, so there's some performance stuff, but also the main thing being that the update is to make sure that the Xbox Series X and PS5 versions of Fallout 4 run natively at those higher qualities, rather than being emulated or like what do you call it? What was it called? Not emulated. What do you call it? Compatibility moded. or backwards compatibility. There you go. That's what it was. Backwards compatibility. With that being said, there were some stability issues and things fixed, but honestly, if you're on PC, you'll be able to see the new content that was given free from the updates, but also knowing that if you're on PC, your mods are going to be freaking broken, because sadly, I know...
Now that be updated again.
Yeah, everything's going to be updated, especially the script extender, which a lot of mods rely on, which is always a sad fact, and something that Bethesda hasn't technically fixed, especially when it comes to Skyrim. And that's also why I haven't gone back to Skyrim even on consoles, because so many mods are in so many different versions, and I don't know how it is now for Xbox, but I definitely know that like the PC, like 3 different versions of Skyrim exist, where only certain mods will function on them, and it's kind of sad. But in general, the content they gave out for free was a new quest called the Enclave Remnants, called Echo. What's it called? Called Echoes from the Past. And all it does is give you something to do to run into NPCs that have the Creation Club armors and items. So that's how they distribute that, which is fine. No new lore from them. But that quest is automatically available. They do give the Creation Club content that was previously released and comes free from this update was Enclave weapon and armor skins, which are just palette swaps for your guns. The Tesla cannon, Hellfire power armor, the X2 power armor, and heavy incinerator. They also add some new settlement items and a new outfit from that's basically like from a Fallout 3 in New Vegas. The Colonel outfit. Which honestly, this version actually looks pretty nice, and I totally can see somebody using it for like a noir detective build. If you don't have any of those mods that give you the old trench coat. The other one is another quest and weapon mod, adding in makeshift weapons, and these ones actually look pretty cool. You got a nail gun, got a baseball launcher.
A baseball launcher?
Yeah,
holy shit!
A freaking heavy weapon that fires baseballs, and you can even mod it to fire flaming baseballs.
Hell yeah!
I'll be real. I was hoping that the makeshift weapons and the scrap/pipe weapons in the original Fallout 4 were going to be something goofy like that, rather than rather than something that feels like from Kids Next Door. 2x4
Mm.
technology. If you remember that.
Yeah, I do.
God. One of them is like a freaking saw blade launcher.
What?
Yeah.
That sounds beautiful.
And then the last one is a modification to the Fat Man where you can fire piggy banks.
Oh.
And when they explode,
explodes.
yeah, when they explode, caps come out that you can collect.
Oh, hell yeah.
The next one is just more workshop stuff where they add a little Halloween decorations linked to again another quest. I have not played that part, and I'm still trying to play a little bit more. Because God knows how many times I've restarted Fallout 4 just because I wanted mods running or I'm doing a new playthrough. I've never completed the story because I'm always trying out new mods. The weird thing that's going on that I've noticed, and I don't know if they'll ever fix that or if that indicates anything, is that because they added all this stuff from the what's it called, Creation Club stuff, that also technically takes up some of the memory from your allowance. I think I don't know. Somebody clarify me on that. Even though I know that they also separated the file types for both creations and mods, and which was I think like ESL and ESP files, which I don't know I forgot the minutia between that, but basically there's like a shadow allowance for either one of those that they don't show because all you just see on your account is how much memory you're allowed, which is I think 5 gigs.
Oh.
No. It's 2 gigs on Xbox.
Oh, Jesus.
It's just 2 gigs, and you have 150 slots for mods. Which I'll credit the Bethesda community of modders who have been able to take pretty big mods and reduce
compress
them.
It small.
Compress it really well. Because especially even in Skyrim, like even though you have the same limit in terms of mod slots, but you had way more allowance. Still, it was like I was so impressed at the quality that these people were able to compress these mods to and still retain that quality. That being said, the current weird glitch I found was that it'll show you how much you've used on one side, and the other side shows you how much you have left for the dedicated memory. Right now, my dedicated memory says negative 26544322343, just like a long bunch of numbers, and then bits. It's minus this long line of numbers and then bit. Just bit. And like, I don't know what that is. Because apparently PlayStation owners, especially PlayStation 5 owners, were struggling with not something similar, but like a verification thing where it would say you have 0 memory. To that same allowance, and then it affected you unable to like make saves.
Mod. Oh.
Yeah. But then again, it's funny when that happens because the thing is you're able to do more modding on Xbox. Meanwhile, for PlayStation, it's fairly limited, very limited on what kind of mods are able to be there.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly because Sony doesn't want to deal with like some copyright stuff and some other thing, whatever.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But yeah, that's what's going on there. Another update in the world of gaming is that Pal World, I know, has been getting consistent updates, and I haven't gone back to it. I need to. They introduced some raid boss. I think
raids.
Yeah, raid boss.
What the fuck? I did not know this was a thing that was coming.
Yeah, I don't know how you trigger it. I don't know how it works. I haven't played the game in a good bit. I should go back. The other thing that's coming out within the year is also a PvP arena. So you can actually fight against other people in your server, probably. I don't know how it'll function, but basically you'll have a... Honestly, though, I'm happy that it's an arena, a dedicated arena, rather than people walking up to your base and going, I want to fight you, and then start you in this
Elden Ring style.
And just freaking griefing your base. And granted, I don't know if that actually happens, but like at least the it seems like from what I can read into that, the PvP is going to be in the arena. I don't know, but we'll see.
I would really hope so.
Yeah. Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance was announced. That's coming this year. I think. Let me double check. But yeah, that one is coming. The if you
Heck
want
yeah.
if you want to simulate nights and shit.
Mm.
Yeah, the closest you'll ever get to what's it called, historically accurate LARPing, in a video game, along with the combat systems. I don't know if anybody has done any full conversion mods of Kingdom Come Deliverance, because I was thinking some people would have done that, because the gameplay system in Kingdom Come Deliverance is fairly good, and it would be cool to see that
Mhm.
applied to a fantasy RPG. That is, I mean, yeah,
It really would, yeah.
yeah. So I don't know if people have done that in terms of mods. The X right now we're just running it down.
I'm sure
What's
someone's worked on it.
Yeah, right now we're just running down what's on my list. We'll discuss some of this stuff. But the other thing that we also will see, oh shit, that's coming next week. You and me can take a look at that some other time or whatever. April 29th, the Xbox's indie showcase is occurring, so we'll definitely be watching that and reacting to that sometime that week.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I have some other articles here listed, but I don't feel like talking about those because I'm kind of petering out on those things. Some fun stuff that's happening is Bye Bye Witcher. The Netflix Witcher TV series is going to be ending after 5 seasons. So right now, I think the 4th one is about to come out.
I didn't even know it had 5 seasons.
Well, there's 3. The 4th one is going to be coming out, and the 5th one will be the final season.
Oh, okay. Alright, I see.
Yeah, because the 4th one is where they're replacing Henry Cavill with Liam Hemsworth.
Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, well, that also came from from Cavill's recommendation too. After seeing the last season with Cavill, I don't know what to think of of that version of The Witcher. And all I can think of is, you know what? It probably would have been better as an animated series. Because the only other Witcher content that I'd say is actually fairly good. Because the first season of Witcher was actually good. I liked it. Second season was like, okay, we're good. I can tide with whatever's going on here. I want to see where they go. Third season,
yeah,
that was a weird mess, and I didn't know how to feel about it. But the Witcher animated movie, Nightmare of the Wolf, is really good. I liked it. It was really good, and that one felt more like more inspired by that world than, sadly to say, the live action series. Which makes me look. I'm actually kind of hopeful though for the next one that we reacted to, which was the was it Sirens of the Deep or something like that.
Yeah,
because that
was a good while ago when we watched that.
Yeah, that one, that animated, I think it's a movie, is based off of one of the short stories again. Unlike Nightmare of the Wolf, Nightmare of the Wolf is an original one. The one with the sirens is based off one of the Sapkowski short stories about Geralt. That one should be interesting, and that one's interesting also because they're using Cavill's face, a version of Cavill's face animated, but the video game version of Geralt's voice actor, which is Doug Cockle.
Oh.
Yeah. And weirdly, it fits. It fits though.
Does it?
It fit. We watched the trailer. I can show it to you again later, but like for me, it fit. It fit. And all I can think of is maybe The Witcher should have been an animated series. Because you could still have Joey. Because the thing is, you could still have Joey Beatty voicing Jaskier, and I love him as Jaskier. I'm fine with who they have as Yennefer, and I'm fine with who they have as Ciri. And honestly, they could totally do their same parts as voiced characters. I don't mind seeing. Here's the thing: I don't mind seeing them on live action. My main problem with the live action one is sadly how it was directed and how the story was adapted. To me, for my thing about like adaptations, things don't need to be 100%, 1-to-1 with what they're adapting from. But you you need to be very careful on how you're adapting it, especially when you're trying to carry the spirit of the same story. Because that third season, I feel like we were you were borderline not The Witcher. Granted, for a lot of people, they already went, no, this isn't the Witcher series.
Give up on it.
For
Yeah.
me, the bad Witcher series was the whole prequel series called Blood Origins. That had nothing connected with the fucking Witcher, even if it was its own original thing. It wasn't The Witcher in spirit. It felt like budget D&D adventure for a different
God,
franchise. No. The only cool thing there was somebody fucking mutating, and that was pretty fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it did not feel like the world of The Witcher. And I know somebody's gonna say it's for certain other reasons, but I'm not gonna dive into those because those are stupid reasons. I just say that like as a fantasy show, it does not vibe with the IP that it was supposed to be based on, whether it is the book or the video games. And yeah, that's why I would say like, and that's why I'll praise Fallout. But then again, we'll leave that for a different.
Different time once we're there.
Yeah. Could have shown this on the browser, but I'm not going to. This deal is probably done by now. But apparently in Europe, Yu-Gi-Oh and Hello Kitty had a collab.
What?
Yeah.
That is the most random collab ever. What the heck?
I was like, okay, sure. I'll send you the picture. I was debating whether to put this up on screen. Let me see if I can, though.
Who decided this?
Let's see if I can put it on screen for everybody. Let's show. Yeah, there it is.
God.
Yeah, that's the merchandise.
Ooh.
It's a limited time run, of course. Exclusively in Belgium.
What the heck? Why Belgium?
It's there.
What the heck?
Apparently, it's going for like $75 over on eBay.
First of all, why Belgium? These are both Japanese-inspired companies, yeah? Who the fuck?
I don't know. It's a Belgium exclusive, and for all I know, I think it's already over. The collab technically was because when it was announced, this was back in March 11th. So the collab occurred from March until April 9th or until supplies last. So it's probably fucking done. Unless they still have supplies. So look for eBay if you really want those little Sanrio characters that look like Exodia and Blue Eyes. Some of the designs are alright. Others I'm like, yeah, that's kind of cute.
That is very jarring. And random. Holy shit.
Yeah. The other thing that's going on, and I know we're all over the place, but hell, this is what the podcast is, just shooting the shit and catching up on stuff that we were missing. Yubi Evil God Korone is officially available now on your PS4 and Switch.
My PS4 and Switch?
Yeah, so now you can lose your Ubis for $4.49 on your Nintendo Switch and PlayStation on the PlayStation Store. Get into that VTuber rabbit hole, but in that freaking horror game. Granted, I'm not sponsored by that. I just wanted to talk about that because that's kind of funny, and also that's not a bad price. Well, I'm not gonna get it anytime soon, but also because I remember what happens in that game. I usually will buy games like that when I don't remember what happens, so that way I'll actually be surprised.
Yeah. It's still a fresh experience for you.
Yeah, we're going to be wrapping up this episode soon, but the last two things I want to talk about, because I was recently watching a stream, a friend streaming, and somebody brought up how there is lead in a recent consumer report article. They found lead and cadmium in, drumroll please,
water.
Lunchables.
What?
Lunchables.
What the fuck?
Apparently they tested several of these snack kits. Of course, they're gonna have high levels of sodium because again, it's a processed food. There's gonna be a shit ton of salt. But apparently the lead measured in this is above the allowable dose level, at least according
Daily
to
dose.
yeah. Especially when you think about kids, right?
Yeah.
There's no federal limit to heavy metals in foods, but California has that limit, and
Mhm.
you can understand why. I wouldn't want I wouldn't want people eating lead either.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Just gnawing on it.
So the heavy metals come from the plant processing, but some of it's like, where the hell is it really coming from? And
The ham.
God, was the they found 74% of lead. Not 74%, but they found 74%, or detected 74% in the turkey and cheddar cracker stackers.
Oh my god, no.
But the one that I know all of us enjoyed back as kids was the pizza.
The pizza one was great.
The pizza one has 73%.
God.
That is how much they detected. That's how much lead they
In
detected
Lunchable.
in that Lunchable. It's like,
Oh my
jeez.
god, who?
Yeah. So yeah, processed food, great. I mean,
Gotta love it.
I didn't really eat too many Lunchables as a kid, and I remember the reason I ever wanted one was mostly because, again, you see the ads when you're a kid, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I want that too, whatever. But then when you eat it, you're like, oh yeah, I forgot why I don't actually buy these, and and mom makes me eat my lunch. Or even back then, I made my own lunch as a kid. I made my own lunch. I made my own sandwich, brought my own crap. But yeah, childhood destroyed by lead poisoning.
Yeah, quite literally lead poisoning these kids. Holy fuck.
Just a little dip for a little extra sauce from that Flint water.
Yeah, oh god, the Flint water.
Oh god. And
Bless their hearts.
lastly, and you'll probably see a reaction video from us soon, is the first AI generated romance film.
What?
Yes. It is made by some TV maker called TCL. I've never heard of them.
Are those people that do like
You're thinking of TLC.
God, what is I am actually, maybe.
TCL looks more like some European network.
Oh no.
But anyways, they're putting this in their streaming service. It is entirely made using AI tools. I kind of want to watch this full movie whenever it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they used AI writers for it too. Oh no, it was written. It wasn't written by. Okay, so it wasn't written by AI. The imagery is made by AI.
Oh, the actual image of what is being shown is AI. I was assuming the writing was AI.
But that doesn't mean the writing is any better. Because the writing, because the thing is, would you trust the writing of a narrative with people whose titles are Chief Content Officer?
No.
And Chief Creative Officer.
Oh god.
Those aren't writers.
They're really not. They're just pushing this along.
Oh no. So this is why you pay your artists, you pay your writers.
Yeah, exactly. You'll have a good product at the end of it, hopefully.
Or at least a little bit more competent product, even if it might be a trashy romance. With that being said, we'll definitely see you with the reactions, but other than that, I thank you all for listening to the podcast and all of our usual ramblings. Stay tuned in for more ramblings or whatever, and me probably complaining about this platform again at some point. In the meantime, as we continue to grow and do other things, you can find me and Timo on Twitter. You can find me on my link on the LinkedIn link. You can't use the links down below though.
Yeah, you can't use the links.
But you can copy and paste those links. Nobody stops you from copying and pasting those links. Sadly, like I said, the links to the articles, I will not put them in the description because it seems like YouTube wants to be stinky about that. So sadly, I cannot do my due diligence. And we'll have to see what happens from there. Future videos, I will not put the. Sadly, I don't think I will put the the Steam link to any of the games I play. I'll have to edit that. But again, the only links that will stay there is probably the LinkedIn quote unquote link and the credits to the people whose music I'm using from Audio Library. Because, that's what you do, because you got to give artists their credit.
Yeah, you got to give them the credit, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll see you all later, my fellow space jockeys, and thank you for another episode. Until next time, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.